Welcome back. In this video, we're going to go over how to set up your MyOpenMath account and then some of the basic features of MyOpenMath. So when you go to myopenmath.com, you should see a screen that looks basically like this one. At the very beginning, you're going to need to register as a new student. Thereafter, just put in your username and password and then push login. If you have a MyOpenMath account that you want to reuse, you can follow the forgot password or forgot username if you don't remember your credentials. Since MyOpenMath is free, there's nothing stopping you from just registering as a new student anyways. So that's probably what I would do. So most people will be registering as new students. We could do that. And so this you've probably done before a million times. Whenever you create an account with a website, it looks something like this. Pick out a username, use numbers, letters, and the underscore for that. Pick out a password, enter it again. Unfortunately, they don't tell you what the requirements for the password are here until you've done it wrong, but give it a try. Put in your password twice. Put in your first name and your last name. Do me a favor and put your first name in the first name spot and your last name in the last name spot, because that will keep my roster in alphabetical order. If there's some name that you prefer to go by other than what COD has on the official roster, then you can put that in there too. But in order to help keep me organized, I would appreciate it if you could also put in whatever COD has in parentheses, whatever your official name is. That way I can correlate the two, especially if you have kind of a frequently occurring last name. That will help. Put in an email address. If you send me messages through MyOpenMath and I reply, it may go to your email address. Do you want to get an email when you get a MyOpenMath message? You can check that box. You need to be over 13. Check the box that you've agreed to the terms of use. And then course ID for our course is going to be 176158. Okay, you'll need to put that in here, and you can leave the enrollment key blank. There's no enrollment key required there. When you push sign up, it'll go through some busyness and then eventually let you into the course. I'm not going to create the fake course right now, so let me show you what it looks like after you log in. In the future, you don't of course have to do that. You're just going to put your username and password in and push login. The very first time you do it, it'll take you to a screen that looks kind of like this. Only this is the teacher version, so you're going to see nothing under courses you're teaching, and under courses you're taking, you should see Math 49 Spring of 2023. And so you can click on that, and it'll take you to a screen that looks like that, basically. So what you're seeing here is the kind of main home screen for MyOpenMath. Down the left side, again, as with Canvas, you won't break anything by clicking on it, so feel free to look around. Messages, if you want to send and receive messages, that's in here. Forums, if you want to communicate with other people in other ways. Calendar, that button's kind of useless because the calendar is right here, right in front of you anyways. Course map, I'm not sure if I've ever clicked on that, so I don't know if you'll find it helpful. Gradebook does just what you think it does. Logout does just what you think it does. And if you need help using MyOpenMath, how do you create exponents, things like that, you can find that on Help Using MyOpenMath. Across the top in purple, those buttons, some of that functionality is repeated again. Switch courses if you somehow have more than one course. Messages, forums, calendar, and gradebook all accessible up here. Once again, up in the top, home, you can switch among your classes here. User settings, you can change that and then log out if you so choose. All right, you won't have this view button. I have that because I'm teaching the class, and right now I have it on student view, but yeah, I don't think you'll have any of that. Okay, now the more important stuff. Calendar shown right here. That kind of is just what you think it is. The first assignments here, we have an assignment that is an introduction to MyOpenMath that says intro. It's due on February 1st. And then 5 sections out of chapter 1. 1.1 is on Wednesday, 1.2 and 1.3 due on Thursday, and then 1.4 and 1.5 on Friday. So there's that. Also, in case you want to go forward, you can use the little greater than and less than signs to navigate forward and back by days. Okay, also, if you want to change how many weeks are shown, you can do that. Also, if you go down here and click on Show All, that will give you a listing of what the calendar items are, and also their due dates. I'm setting it up so that everything is due at 11:59 p.m. So that's midnight, not noon. Okay, so all the homework assignments are due basically at midnight. So Wednesday we have an introduction assignment and homework, and then as you can see, 2 things on Thursday, 2 things on Friday. An important thing to note is that the dates that you're seeing here are the date that things are due. Anything that's on the calendar like that is accessible right now. So if you wanted to go in and work on section 1.1 on Monday, then there's nothing stopping you from doing that. So you don't have to wait until Friday to do 1.4. For example, the days that it sees on the calendar are not the days that you could start, they're days that you have to finish. Okay, once again, just to be sure, the dates you see on the calendar are the dates things are due, not the date to start things. You don't want to wait until Friday and do sections 1.4 and 1.5 necessarily all at once. Okay, those are the due dates, not the start dates. Okay, so there's that. Calendar down the middle, a little welcome message. And then as far as navigation goes, kind of like how Canvas did with the little triangle, MyOpenMath does the same thing. The block here for course information, you can see that triangle points to the right. When I click on it, it opens up and there's more stuff underneath it. Clicking it again, it closes, open, just like that. Okay, inside the course information block, there's a link to some pre-algebra stuff. That is some things that you ought to know coming into the course. Intermediate algebra, this is our textbook for the course. Our book is free. There was a link to it on Canvas. There's also a link to it right here. Okay, the syllabus that we saw on Canvas is repeated here also. So if you are working in MyOpenMath and you're thinking, okay, how much were tests worth again? You don't have to go back to Canvas to find out. The syllabus is also here under course information. That intro to MyOpenMath assignment that I said was due on February 1st, there's also a link to it right here. Okay, so you can click on it right there. All right, and that's everything that you need under course information. Okay, so for now, all we've got available is chapter 1, which is foundational or review items. There's 5 sections. You again saw with the triangle how it closes and then opens when I click on it. And then it's nested. So section 1.1, you'll see that that triangle is pointed to the right also. If I click on that, you'll see it expands again. A link to the textbook, and then a PDF version. Some people like to see the kind of HTML online formatted version of the book. Some people like a PDF. Your choice. You don't have to read both, of course, unless you really want to. And then the actual assignment that goes with that. Okay. For these first couple of chapters, I have some video lectures that I found rather than made, so you can look at those here. The video lectures are on order of operations, and a variety of other things for this section 1.1. What I would probably do, depending on how comfortable you feel with these initial topics, I would probably start by doing this assignment, and then if you run into trouble, do the video lectures. In general, you probably want to watch all the videos first, but for this earlier stuff, you may want to just jump right into the assignment. Okay, but there's that, video lectures. And that was section 1.1. Section 1.2 structured similarly. We have textbook, we have a homework assignment, and then we have videos. Okay, and then all the other sections are the same way. Section 1.5, same. This time we have textbook in another format, homework assignment, and then once again, video lectures. So that's how that goes. Right now we just have Chapter 1 completely available now. Down here in green, the MyOpenMath reference. This gives information on how to enter answers specifically, how to type in a fraction, how to enter things in interval notation if you need to. That's right there. Okay, so there is that. Let me show you how an assignment looks. To do that, let's do that in section 1.2. To get into an assignment, you can either do it down here within the chapter, like I could click on this assignment here, or you could do it directly from the calendar. So let's say that you're here, and then it brings it up down below. Let's do section 1.2, and then that's right here. Let me click on that. Okay, it's going to tell me right now there's 19 points possible. It reminds me of the due date, and then I can start that. All right, so then we've got questions organized as follows. So this one is kind of multiple choice. We're choosing between less than and greater than or equal to. There's a question mark here that says, okay, we don't know what the answer is just yet. Click on the little V shape. That means it's a drop down. And then we're going to decide, is the absolute value of -10, how does it compare to the absolute value of 10? I think it's equal, so I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, and then let me go ahead and do some of these others. Let me do one that is going to be wrong. Let me say that this one is going to be less. That'll be wrong. And then let me do one that is equal, and then let me do one that is correct. -10 is less than 10. Okay, I'm going to push submit question next. Okay, and then it'll tell me how many points I got for that. I got a half out of 1 point. I got half of it right. You'll notice that the first and last one I did correctly, so those are green with a green check mark. The two that are wrong have a red X and a little red outline, so those are wrong. That's okay. We can get a similar question if we'd like to try again. We could just go on to the next question by clicking next question. If at any time you want to navigate around, you can click the drop down, see where it says question 1. There's a drop down right here. Let's say for some reason I want to try question 5. Let me do that. Okay, question 5 looks like that. I don't think I want to do that. So another way to navigate, you can press the left arrow, right arrow here to go either backwards or forwards in the assignment. Okay, that looks like even worse. That's more multiple choice. This one we're evaluating stuff. More multiple choice. These ones look pretty good. I could do that. 26 plus -19 is going to be 7. Notice when I click in an answer box, it gives some guidance about what it's expecting. So notice that there's nothing right here. But as soon as I click into the box where it says 26 minus 19, it tells us enter an integer or a decimal answer. And then if you want more guidance on what answer is expected, click more. Okay, 26 minus 19, I think it's 7. Okay, let me submit the question, and it looks like it's good. All right. So one thing that is nice about the homework here is you don't have to do all of it all at once. You can do it little by little. Like let's say I'm done for this right now. I have to go to work or make dinner or something like that. So push done, and it'll give you a little summary of what you've got so far. So far, I've got 7.9% because I really haven't done very much. Most things are unattempted. Question 1, that was the one that I had done it half right and half wrong, so it's yellow, right? And then question 10 was all correct, so it's green. And then if you want to go back into the assignment, push resume. Otherwise, if you want to leave, push exit. Okay, it says changes you may not be saved, but it's actually saved when you do that, so that's fine. If I push gradebook, it's not going to do anything correctly for me because I'm teaching the course, but if you want to, you can push gradebook and it'll tell you how you are doing. If I want to go back into the assignment now, I can do that. Okay, and now instead of saying start, it says resume because I've already started it. And you can see that my work from before is still here. An important thing to note is that you don't have to do anything special to turn this in. Like, okay, how do I turn this in so the teacher can see that I did it? You don't have to do anything. As soon as you've saved your progress and exited, like I did here, I'll see that you've done it. It's posted to your gradebook. Okay, that's most of it. Quizzes, there's no quiz up here yet, but there will be. When you do quizzes or exams, those have to be done all at once. And I'll remind you of that when our first one comes up. But for homeworks, you can start and end those to your heart's content up until the due time, which, as I'd said, is shown right here. Okay, as a reminder, you can't break anything by clicking on stuff in MyOpenMath. So feel free to get in there and explore, play around with it. Definitely try things before like 11 p.m. on Wednesday. You don't want to be creating your account and trying to figure the whole thing out and get work done all at the same time. So make some time over the next couple of days to get this done. And let me know if you have any questions and have a great day.